Hello, my friends, and welcome back. I am super excited to share with you the October Kat Scrappiness release, and we're going to start with her newest foundation dyes. So we've got a whole bunch of all of your favorite foundation dyes here, and these ones are really cool because they have an embossed edge on them. So they're called the embossed edge dyes. And we've got the rectangle one here first. These are all fit on an A2 size card except for one, and I'll tell you which one that is when we get to it. So we've got the rectangle, we've got the oval shape, and like I said, each one of these has that embossed edge all the way around, makes some very elegant, beautiful cards. And each one of these dies comes with six sizes of the shape. And like I said, they all fit on an A2 size except for the largest of the hearts. And there's also something else about these hearts. These are double embossed. So your inside piece is embossed and your outside piece is embossed. So you can use it both ways. You can use the positive or the negative of whatever you cut out, and you'll still get that really gorgeous embossed edge on it. And then we also have the circles. Now the largest of the hearts does not fit on an A2 size card. It's a little bit big, but the next size down fits perfectly. So if you wanted to make a larger card, you could definitely do that. Now on the Give Thanks, this one has the word and the shadow behind it. Love this die. It's so elegant. The script on this is absolutely gorgeous. So here's the Give Thanks die, and I'm going to show you a couple examples, and we're going to make one of these after I show you all this stuff. But here's one example with the Give Thanks die, and I'll tell you a little bit about how I made this one when we get to making the cards. But basically it's Distress Oxide inks, and then I cut the Give Thanks out with white so that it would have that white shadow behind it, and then also the shadow part is done with the brown sparkly paper. And then this one I just used the word Give Thanks on the inside, and this is the one that we're going to make together as soon as we finish going through all of the new stuff. So on to the wreath die. So this is the Give Thanks wreath die. And there's a couple different ways you can do this. You could be super simple and elegant and like use like the golds or the rose golds, or you can be kind of crazy with it like I was, and I will show you those. So this is the more simple version of it, where I just cut it out of white, used my Copic markers and colored them in just to kind of give it a little bit of color. This is a nice flat card, easy to mail. I used my shimmer pen on some brown cardstock, which I also laid over the white. You can see that little white drop shadow behind it. And then here's the one where I went a little crazy because I wanted to show you that you can pick apart this die if you want to. If you need to use these leaves or these little acorns for something else, or you want to make a real fluffy wreath card, I'm going to show you how to do that. So we're going to get started with card number 1, and I'm using the Give Thanks with the drop in the back is not going to be a part of this one. I'm just using the words for this one, and I'm going to take, this is a stamp set. It's an older stamp set, but I can tell you, I will link below that Kat has a fall set that I just don't happen to have that I think would work actually better than this one. So I will link that below in the description for her fall, Happy Fall Y'all set. It is on my list of things that I want to pick up from the shop. I just haven't gotten it yet. And so here it is. I've used embossing powder, and this is like a copper. What is that with copper? I think it's copper. Embossing powder, and this is on vellum. And now I'm just using my Copic markers, and I'm going to color these in with some nice fall colors. Nothing exciting here. I'm using basically 2 colors for each leaf just to give it a little bit of variation, some browns and some greens and some reds. The pumpkins, I'm using a couple different oranges. Like I said, I'm not doing anything super exciting. So I'll just kind of go through this. And I just want to let you guys know that if you have not yet been over to the Kat Scrappiness shop, Kat is a wonderful, wonderful person. She is so giving and so thoughtful, and she has such great deals on all these dyes. She tries to put stuff out there for everybody that is affordable, and she's super, super sweet. So I've been using these dyes for a long time. Her foundation dyes are the very first ones that I started buying when I started doing my card baking because I could afford them, and they're good quality. And the double stitched rectangle dies that I've been showing you on my videos since forever, I bought those from her a long time ago. So anyway, back to the card. When you flip this card over, you should want to take your darkest color and just kind of go over the back of each one of these, and it just helps that color pop on the other side so you can see it so much better. And then that is how that's going to look. Now, of course I have to splatter everything because I'm on a splatter phase right now. So I'm just going to take all the Distress Oxide colors that I've been using for all of my fall cards. This one is the Fossilized Amber. I'm going to use the Fired Brick. I'm just going to splatter that on. And then I'm going to go to the, I believe I'm using the Carved Pumpkin. Yeah, Carved Pumpkin next. And then I take some gold, it's called Squid Ink. And I'm going to use the gold squid ink just to kind of, I gotta have gold on everything, especially for fall. I just think it looks so elegant, so pretty, and I'm just going to splatter that all over the place. And that is going to give me my background. And now we're going to use those same colors again, and I'm going to make a panel here. And I'll tell you a little bit about this panel. So you'll see that I'm going to use this one to cut out the word, the give thanks word that's going to go on the other card. And then I'm going to save this panel, and I'm going to use it again. And I'm going to use it for that second card. So when you saw that second card that I showed you, or maybe it was the first card, I can't remember, whichever one I'm using the drop shadow on, that background, this is the card right here. So I basically just cut out with the sparkly brown paper, I cut out that background piece that the die that your word fits right onto, and I placed it right over where I cut out the give thanks on this one. And then that way I didn't waste my panel. So see how I kind of made sure I lined that up right in the middle, because I knew I was going to use this for my other card. So, and then using that same brown sparkly paper right there is the one that I used the shadow for the give thanks on the other card. And that's how I created two of them. Now to add the vellum, I don't want to see my tape, so I'm just going to put a little tiny piece of tape behind each one of the leaves so you can't see it once I place it down on my card. Super simple. And then I've cut out, there's the give thanks that I cut out from that other piece up there. And I'm just going to glue that down. Now what I did do with the give thanks is I cut it out 2 other times from white. So from my 110-pound white cardstock, I cut those out and then I layered them on top just to kind of pop them up and give them a little bit of dimension. Now I'm adding some of the clear, these are the sparkling clear drops. They're also by Kat, and she has those in her shop. I have a ton of these because I love them. I use them on everything. And that glue that I'm using is the art glitter glue, so it will dry clear like you can see here, and then you don't see that white behind those sparkling gems anymore. And this is the completed card. Here's a little close-up of this one and a close-up of the other one that I was telling you about. And this is the background that I cut out the give thanks on the other one. I also just used the 2 colors, the fired brick and the carved pumpkin, to make the give thanks that I cut out just of a smaller piece for the sentiment. Now on to the card where I see how many times I cut this out so many times, and then I sat in front of the TV and I fussy cut each one of these little pieces out, and you'll see. So I'm showing you my paper, my color inspiration for my paper, and then this is my little background piece. And yeah, I cut this out a lot of times. And look at all these little pieces that I cut it down. So you can take this wreath and you can just fussy cut it all the way down to each individual little piece. All the way down to the acorns. You can fussy cut out the word like you can see here with the give thanks. I'm going to place down a brown base, and then my checkered, it's kind of a real pretty green and white checkered, but not super white. It's kind of like a nice muted green. And then I cut this out of black, and this is my foundation here out of the black, and then the gold is where I kind of fussy cut out all of it. You can see it in my little tray right there. But I wanted this to be just kind of offset a little bit from the black base, so you can just see that shadow peeking out from behind. I'm going to glue down the give and the thanks. And then I'm just going to start going crazy with these and just start building a wreath. So it's just layers upon layers. I just go through each color. I'm not going to make you sit through all of this, but I will kind of pop in here and there and show you as the colors are going down how they look. Speed it up a little bit. And I'm going to start just kind of placing stuff down. So there's all the grays down, I've got the blues, I've got all these different colors, and the trick to this is just to be as random as you possibly can, and just kind of random, but in kind of a controlled random, I guess, because you want to make sure that you have each one of your colors, if you're doing this in multiple colors, to just kind of have them evenly so spaced around so that there's no empty spots. But you can see here that I have no real plan here. I'm just kind of going around and placing everything in. And then when I put the acorns on, I decided to do a trio of each one of the acorns, the third one being the gold acorns. And then just to finish it off, I tucked some of those gold pieces around just to kind of give it a little more sparkle. And if it wasn't already shiny enough, I'm going to use my Spectrum Sparkle pen here and sparkle up just a few, not very many. I only went around and did maybe 5 of the leaves and put a little bit of shimmer on them, and then that finishes off this card. Super simple. By the way, it's a 4.5 by 4.5 is the size of the card base that I used. So that gives you an idea of that size of that wreath. And that's going to do it for my cards and for this release for today. There will be another release coming here pretty soon, and I want to thank you guys so much for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. Like I said, links will be below, and please go check out Kat's shop. She has some great deals and some really awesome dies, and I will see you again real soon on the next video. Have a great day. Bye-bye.